Hi there, show you how we use checkboxes and radio buttons, those two, and use of if statements. So let me start with my radio buttons. I will create basic calculator that will calculate addition, subtraction, and multiplication, division. I will also add text boxes, two of them, for the input, and label for the result. Let me just name my label. I don't need text in here. Okay, so I have my label, I have my two input boxes, and I have my option boxes. So I will just name them add. This one will be subtract. This one will be multiply. And this one will be divide. Okay, so I have my four arithmetic operations. Now when I click one of them, I want the code to execute in such way. So for example, if I click add, I want those two numbers to add. If I click subtract those two numbers and display a result here. Same for all of them. So I just create an add for the first, and for this purpose, because I have four of them and all of them will use the same variables, I can just declare them as a public. So dim number one as single. Why single? Because single is dot point, it will show dot operation, so 1.5, stuff like this. So it will show this. That's why I will use single for this purpose. Number two as single, and I will also do total as single. Okay, so I have my three variables that are public, so I can use it in any functions like this. Now in my function, I need to specify what type of input the variable will take. So to do it, I will just say number one is equal to text box one dot text, and for the same for the number two is equal to text box number two dot text. Okay, so I have my text boxes assigned to variables. Now when I want to calculate the total, so total will be equal to number one plus number two, because it's addition. And then I want to display the result. So in label one dot text is equal to total, and we do the same thing for all of our operations. So we just can copy it and change the sign for minus in here. So we just change it because it's the same code. We don't need to change anything else. And for this one we change it to multiply sign, and this one to divide sign. Slash. Okay, so when I run this and input some kind of value, let me do it on the middle. So when I run this, put some kind of value, you will see that it changes depending on the arithmetic operation I choose. So always the result is here. So you have a calculator. But what I wanted to show you is if statements also. But for that reason, I need to use some kind of tool like this. It will give me option. So it can be either selected or not selected. So let me just name it like currency, let's say. So currency will be added to this box, to the result, if it's selected. If not, I don't want the currency to be displayed in here. So what I do is go to the code, one of these, and instead of writing label equals to total, I can just delete this and write an if statement. So if checkbox one dot checked, so it means if it's checked, it's true. So if it's true that it's checked, then I will say I want a label one dot text to display the format of currency to the total. So what it does, it will display the result total in the currency if this box is selected, is true, if it's selected, if it's checked. And else, it means everything else, which in this case will be false. Then I want normal calculation, so label one dot text is equal to total. So that will be normal calculation. Let me just copy it. I'll just copy it and replace with each of those codes at the end, and I will show you what I mean. So I run this. Okay, so I have my operations here. I put some numbers, and as you can see, when I press them, you can see currency, but when I select the currency and do the calculation, you see the currency in here. And again, if I do calculations, you will always see the currency. If I unselect it and do the calculations again, it will unselect this. So there will be no currency. So this is one of the uses that we can have of the if statement. We can have many more uses. We can, for example, use it as some kind of option with true or false. We can if statement we can use alone with many things. So for example, if this one is selected, then disable currency or something like this. There's many more to it than this thing. This is just the validation if currency is selected. Many more if statement will be used in future, so don't worry, you will learn them. And this is just to show you, you can play around with it, add some more actions to it, maybe more conditions. If you want to add the condition, you write else if, and then condition inside the brackets like with the if, and then at the end you write else. So we can have many more conditions than just two. Also, as you can see, those are public variables that will work for the whole code I have here. I think that's it for this tutorial. Visit my page for more info, for more tutorials. They shortly be there. And I will see you next tutorial. Bye.